The makers for Rise of Kingdoms put out an urgent message saying, hey, there's a new update coming. Of course, it's April 1st. It's April Fools. These features are all a joke, and they're very funny. Credit where credit is due. The community managers did a really good job putting this video together. Link will be down below, so you can go check it out. I would actually react directly to the video, but I don't know if the music is copyrighted or not. So instead, here we are with pictures. We're going to react to them. I'm going to explain them. And the first feature is the Wheel of Disband. Have you ever felt like there was just some kingdom in the game that you wished would disband or didn't exist anymore? Sure, we all have. Enter the Wheel of Disband. So you take all the top kingdoms from the game, put them on the Wheel of Disband, and then you spin this thing. And whichever kingdom it lands on gets disbanded. I think realistically, there's one kingdom in the game that has achieved a level of competitiveness that makes it so that nobody wants to queue against them. And look, it's 1960. We all know who this is. So, like, if 1960 players, unironically, and I'm not supportive of splitting up communities, just to be really clear, but, like, that community has been allowed to grow way more powerful than all the other communities in the game, for whatever reason. And because of that, like, I literally don't know who they're going to fight for the next 6 months to like a year. Something dramatic has to change for literally anybody want to queue against them. And like there could be a kingdom merge or something that makes that happen. But until that time, like I guess they need to do 1v3 or 2v6 or 1v7. Like nobody wants to play against them. But you know, if the Wheel of Disband landed there and those players went to different kingdoms and you had many competitive endgame kingdoms, would be pretty neat. But instead, we've got the one hyper-competitive kingdom and then everybody else at a different tier. And, you know, credit to them where credit is due. Hey, they did the thing, and now they have nobody to play against. Wheel of Disband is far more likely to land on whatever kingdom I'm in. And hilariously, this is the cat that spins the wheel. This is also the cat, I say this jokingly, that makes all the feature decisions for Rise of Kingdoms. It just like they put them on a wheel and they spin the wheel. And then whatever feature comes up that from when the cat spin is what they do. Now, okay, joking aside, the developers have been really good in the last year or so in cranking out features that very closely represent like things that players have offered as feedback and things that players want. This KvK format, I honestly wish was like a real thing, okay? All the commanders get converted on one side to be a city keeper and on the other side... oh, wait, that's Dragon Lancer. Dragon Lancer, or on the other side, it's City Keeper, okay? And you slug it out. And I actually think there's, like, something here with a very funny minigame. Like, it's memey, it's jokey, but it also could be kind of funny. I guess you can't actually commit something like that to code, but, I mean, drop a comment. Would you play this KvK? Because I actually, unironically, think this KvK format would be better than, you know, say, March of the Ages. Like, actually, unironically, between this and March of the Ages, I would rather play this. But this is the sort of thing you'd only do one time. But it is a pretty funny idea, okay? From here, war mounts, okay? Now, if you were to tell me that Rise of Kingdoms was making a war mount system, okay, wherein the war mounts come from a special cage, okay, and you open the cage, and within the cage, you get some series of stats randomly assigned, okay? And those stats come between a certain value. And also, the pet might be adorned with special powerful mutations, but it can only have up to 2 mutations. And maybe, for the most part, you typically get 1 mutation per pet. But you can modify your pet with gene mutation. I would just like believe this, right? You can modify the pet with gene mutation, but if it had 2 mutations and you try to put a new mutation on it, it would replace the 2 with just the 1. I would believe that feature could hypothetically in some form exist in this game. But actually, I am kind of surprised. Like, they should do more mounts. What are we talking about? Like, I would 100% believe if they put war mounts into this game. I would 100% believe it. Okay? Now, they might not be as silly as kind of what we have here, but it says the battlefield has evolved. Now you can ride into war on powerful mounts, select from different mounts, providing each unique buffs that enhance your troops' speed, attack, and battle behavior. Once chosen, your war mount will accompany your army into KvK, offering strategic advantages in combat. Choose wisely and lead your forces to victory. I unironically think they should do war mounts. Look, Like, in case you haven't figured it out, in this genre of game, the pattern is that every couple years or every couple months, depending on the game, something comes out that introduces new ways to gain stats, right? That's how it is. And it just would completely not surprise me to see a war mount system, and I wouldn't even be mad about it. You're saying like war mounts, wouldn't it be funny? I'm like, actually, wouldn't it be cool? Like if you did it right, wouldn't it be cool though? Anyways, you let me know your thoughts down below in the comment. I don't know what the leaderboard would be for war mounts. I feel like they took a Ciroli screen here. So there's the Battle Fant, Goosezilla, which is a hilarious Goose reference. I see what you did there. The skill is Deafening Honk. Every 10 seconds, Goosezilla lets out a mighty honk, causing nearby enemy troops to retreat in confusion for 3 seconds. That effect sounds like something you'd actually see in Call of Dragons. Like, I'm not even capping. It's got those sorts of skill shots. Call of Dragons made by the same devs here. Honestly, I think the relationship between those two games, if you are subscribed to my channel, you probably already know this, but like Call of Dragons has far more sophisticated combat, right? Like flyers, and you can't pass through enemy units, and ranged combat with 2 different types of ranged units, and there's flying ranged units for whatever it's worth, and there's elevation, and there's skill shots with artifacts. I mean, this is like an artifact effect. Like it's actually plausible in a game like Call of Dragons. Like they're like, bro, it would not surprise me to see war mounts in one of their games. And I'm actually kind of like, why haven't you put a war mount in the game? Like actually asking. Okay. Anyways, they highlight the Deafening Honk skill over here. So you can see that a little bit more closely. They joked about having a language test in order to join certain alliances that have certain languages. All right. Now this is the cream of the crop right here. This joke is so good. This joke goes so hard, like I can't even, okay? The You Tried achievement for getting 11th place in a Zenith of Power. That is unironically the funniest thing I have seen in like a month. That is so good. And it's also really interesting in the context of what they just did in Call of Dragons, which I think is a huge W. I made a video about it. It was a very popular video for a Call of Dragons vid on my channel, where basically in Zenith of Power, they made it so every 5 million power that you gained, you got an item. It was a seal of power, a currency. And if you got 6 seals of power, so you gained 30 million power, you could buy the theme guaranteed. Even if you're not top 10, you could get the Zenith theme. You could just exchange your seals for the theme. Now, if you were in top 10, and you might be like, what do I do with these seals? I already get the theme. They had a cosmetic adornment that gave, it's technically not a full cosmetic. I mean, it had extra stats too. So, you know, the skin gave 10% of stats, and then also in the shop, they had a cosmetic. And that cosmetic gave 3% of stats. I mean, let me put the picture on the screen here, right? Like, here it is. Like, they should 100% put this in Rise of Kingdoms, okay? This is in Call of Dragons right now. Often the developers test stuff in one place and put it in another. But I think the joke, like, several of these jokes show that the developers are, in fact, in touch with, like, player sentiments. Like, the developers are in touch with the fact that, you know, players actually kind of think certain high-power kingdoms ought to disband. And I'm not saying I feel that way, per se. But, like, you know, they know that players feel like, yeah, it's a problem when you get 11th. Like, how many people have actually quit the game when they get 11th in Zenith of Power? Happens every Zenith. Like, somebody quits the game because they're so upset over Zenith. It is so stressful, okay? And I remember, bless his freaking heart, like, it's so stressful. Shadow Adam, my guy, dude was so chill, the chillest whale of all time. He jumped into a live stream with me when we were training for Zenith at the final hours, and he was so stressed, and he described it with such language, like, oh God. And some guy was like, how do I explain to my kid what sticking a bleepity bleep in their bloopity bloop is supposed to be? Like, what have you done? And Shadow Adam's like, oh, my bad. I did not know we were live. But, you know, he popped right into voice and said the thing. And anyways, Zenith is stressful. It is. But yeah, these jokes actually hit because they like touch on some real sentiments. Okay, I don't know about the language one. Personally, I feel like the in-game translations are like fine, actually. But whatever, let's jump back and see what else they got for us in the April Fool's jokes. A community gathering in Antarctica. Yes. You know, I don't think the community gatherings have been in far-fetched places. Like, I mean, I think this joke is funny. You know, there's probably not that many players that are in Antarctica, right? Like, but you know, if this joke would probably be funnier if the developers actually put these meetups in places that made no sense, and it's like, okay, now we're just going to make it really obvious we're putting it in a place that makes no sense. But no, I feel like the meetups have been in like perfectly fine locations. Registration opens soon. Who wants to go to Antarctica? I mean, I'm in it for the penguins. Let's go. Oh, this body pillow. Right. So, at some point, somebody jokingly suggested that the developers should make like body pillows. Okay. And I'm serious. And that they should put Artemisia on a body pillow. And they did. Here is my Artemisia body pillow. Okay. Courtesy of the developers. They sent me this. They were like, Chisgule, do you want one of these things for content? And I was like, yeah, send me an Artemisia body pillow. Why not? And this thing's huge, right? This is a giant, like full-size pillow. Okay, this is a full-size pillow. I mean, I don't know, this is oversized pillow, whatever this is. Anyways, yeah, this thing unironically lives in my daughter's room. Anything that they send me, my daughters pillage, and so this lives in her room. There's some little stuffed corn doll, like the food item from Rise of Kingdoms. She's got that. She's got a little gold head statue that lives in her room. Anything I come home with, she's like, thanks, that's mine now. Anyways, if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. Geez. Yeah, so body pillows, everybody. Rusty Leo. GG. Bro's looking... Anyways, I'm not going to comment on how he looks here. Looks like something all right. I got to take this off the screen. So anyways, if you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing. I think this joke was like that they're going to have mandatory downtime. Get some fresh air. Honestly, if you paused KvK, unironically, if you paused KvK and forced everybody to take a break, I know you can't do that, but... Also, well, anyways, GG's. You enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. My number one favorite joke here is the you tried. This is chef's kiss levels of excellence. Actually outstanding. If they put this in the game and backdated this accomplishment for people, this achievement, I would not be mad about it. I would actually not be mad about it. In fact... You know what they should do is they should actually do this, and they should actually make the prize extremely good for this achievement. Like, extremely good. It can't be better than actually winning, but it could be like equivalent to winning. Right? Like, I don't know. But imagine they actually went back and gave everyone who got 11th place in a Zenith the theme. Would I be mad about it? I don't think so. Hey, I don't think they could do that, could they? Whatever. I've gone off the deep end. You enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. This was a good video. And like, honestly, like, you guys are sleeping on this. You guys, I mean, my opinion, okay? My opinion on that one. You are sleeping on that, bro. Yep. And you're sleeping on this KvK idea. Like, oh, God. Like, actually funny. This cat. What is this, though? What? I know there's a cat thing. Whatever, we don't need to break down this picture. Just know that when features show up in game, this was the cat that decided it. All right, if you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. Until next time, you have fun, smash your enemies. Take care, everybody. Happy April Fools. I appreciate you. Let's go, man. Oh, watch the video. Links in the description. GG's.